matter at all in hiring? Answer that question. Why does skin color matter?
So if we look at basketball, because you love talking about that, right? Can we both agree that at one point there was no black athletes, and then what happens? They diversified.
We got rid of forced segregation, which is a form of DEI.
And that diversified the basketball
because it was based on merit.
Was it diversified?
Yes, but not by force.
No,
hold on a second.
Very much.
Hold on, but if your argument is that if you want to make things more merit-based, then let's do it.
It is more merit-based.
Hold on a second.
They made it diversifying. They diversified basketball, bringing black people who are good in it.
Nothing you're saying is making any sense.
Oh, okay, I bet.
Because what they did
of course you don't.
The NBA went to pure merit, pure excellence. Are you good at this? That's all they cared about.
They allowed black people in, right?
Exactly, because prior.
Okay, then.
Hold on. Because you know what they had prior was a form of racial stereotyping. And you want more racial stereotyping. Your worldview is indecipherable from the KKK.
So
what you want, it's indecipherable because you are race obsessed. I am not race obsessed.
No, you
talk about the race. You talk about race more than the Grand Wizard of the KKK. Because
I'm the Grand Wizard of the KKK.
Well, think about it. I said your worldview. Think about it. Because you're around talking about race all the time. I'm talking about character. You
talk about race all the time. You literally said DEI is based on race, but it's not.
Because I'm explaining
with accessibility.
And you're getting really upset.
You're right, because you keep lying. For instance, right? I've been trying to say this. DI, one part of DI is literally giving women tampons or pads at work. Oh, yeah, you're laughing because you don't do that.
Giving women tampons is a form of DEI.
Yes, it is. You know why? Let me explain. Yeah, y'all know. I got you. I'm about to explain to you guys. So basically what happens is, the reason why we have DEI is the fact that in a job location, right, they want to hire more people diverse. So what these initiatives, these goals, these aspirations that they're doing is trying to bring more people in. For instance, like if, what's that store? Trader Joe's, right? They let people sit down while they bring stuff in. They help disability. That's DI. That helps disabled people get a job at Trader Joe's. But what you're telling me is that we are not allowed to tell people that for like onboarding in itself is also DEI. When they explain to you sexual harassment, when they do all these things, when they make it more a safer place, that is DEI. And what you're saying is that the workplace shouldn't be safe. What you're saying is that more companies should have discrimination lawsuits.
Let's get back
discrimination lawsuits.
DEI is racial quotas. End of story.
Give me one racial quota.
United
Give me one.
Airlines.
I Googled that.
So
go ahead.
Oh,
I Googled it.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So
go ahead, continue.
What did United Airlines announce? Because you know what I said about black pilots. What did they announce when it came to pilots? And why should skin color matter when you board an airplane?
So just to remind everybody, it's Charlie Kirk's idea. He basically, stop talking. So Charlie Kirk basically,
that's very misogynist. That's not very DEI of you.
All right, let me finish cooking. So, right. So can I finish? So Charlie Kirk said that they're basically hiring women of color to make 40 or 50%, right? But when you actually look into it, what happens is
women and people of color.
Right, women and people of color. What happens is they're creating a program that's allowing women to train to become pilots. If you actually look at the requirements for these programs, it's nothing different than any other program that trains pilots. But you told people that they're just hiring women when that's not true.
First of all, I never said that.
Well, Gus playing right here. We'll play that again at the end. More Simple Black Theory debate Charlie Kirk. Simple Black Theory. What was it like debating Charlie Kirk? And how do you feel? Now that he's no longer with us. You're muted. You're muted. Simple.
You're muted.
My bad. First thing I want to say is, all right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
First thing I want to say is thank you guys so much for this opportunity to join the Man Cave. I feel real hyped to join you guys in this conversation. But when we talk about Charlie Kirk, it was almost a submit because it was like going to a KKK rally with a whole bunch of people who had the same process, and there was children there listening to this man spew these lies, and people cheering him, and me being looking like the bad guy. It almost felt surreal because it was like finally seeing someone who sat next to Donald Trump. I finally was speaking to someone who has this mindset of these evil thoughts that's coming to fruition. It was opportunity to finally show that he doesn't know as much as he thought he did, and to show that moment, which that I would always like cherish, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, for sure. Well, what we're going to talk about tonight, which things are still being affected, is basically ICE.
Hold on, let me ask you one more question though. I want to ask you one more question because this is what people ask a lot. Do you think he gave you a fair shake, like a fair head-to-head in debate? Besides the crowd, do you think he gave you a fair head-to-head?
Hell no. Hell, first of all, I say was in the beginning, before the debate, he didn't want to debate me. He didn't want to debate anybody that was there. In fact, he like took me and a group of other people and removed us from the event. So when I stood there for like 3 or 4 hours, like just heckling him, just saying, "Yo, Charlie, you trash. Charlie, you think? Come debate me. Come debate me." He finally debated me, but he was almost playing my intelligence. I wasn't smart enough. So when we was having this conversation, he would like every time I asked him a question, he didn't want to answer it, and he would throw a question to me just to try to divert what I'm asking him. Like one question I asked him was exactly what DI is. Like, did he read the document? He says no. So then I try to explain it to him. He wants to change it. It just proves that he didn't know what he's talking about. He just talks about talking points that he learned from MAGA or learned from the extreme right, if that makes sense.
All right, just curious.
For sure, makes sense. Well, I'm gonna play this clip